Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here with No Man's Land, my gameplay series. This is going to be episode 9, so if this is what you were looking for, go ahead and stay tuned. Alright folks, so today I did do one thing off camera, just one. I just finished up gathering up the rest of the grass. There's a little bit here, a little bit there. We don't have a whole lot in the bunker silo. We have essentially like a load and almost an entire second load. So I obviously drove over it a couple times. But so we're not going to cover it yet. We're going to try to get some more silage or some more grass and junk in there before we go ahead and cover it up. We are going to try to take this area today and make it into a grass field. So we're going to work on that. And if we go into the map here, if you remember when we left off, so it shouldn't be really a whole lot has changed, but nothing should be ready to harvest yet. But these things are, hopefully all this stuff today will be ready to harvest since it's 2:39 there. Yeah, so we'll kind of see, we'll kind of play it by ear. So that's what we got going on for that. As far as that goes, one thing I think I am going to do, though, guys, I think into our little town, I think I'm going to add a BGA. And I know there's mods and other stuff out there to do this, but I think I honestly want to use, I think it's in here. Maybe not. No, maybe not. Maybe it's over here. Yeah. So I think I'm going to use this guy. And I'll probably put the BGA digestate extension on there as well. So yeah, I think I really want to add this guy in. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, I think I do. I think I do want to put that into the map. I think I'll do that today. And again, I'll use the government subsidy mod. That'll be 80 grand to put those two in there. And what's the upkeep on those? Ooh, that's going to raise us a little bit. 80 bucks a day, so our 236 or whatever it was from last episode is going to go up a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. That's not a huge deal. A couple other things as far as, so one thing, one of my subscribers mentioned about getting rid of our manure. So if we go into here, he was saying, yeah, we're not getting, since I, looking at it, it's like, yeah, we're not getting piddly squat for our stuff, it looks like here. I mean, a little bit more for digestate, hence why I really want a BGA as well. But we're not really getting anything for it, and there's other ways to get a lot more for it. So, also, if anyone knows what the frick this symbol is, please let me know, because I have no idea what that is. If you know what that is, please let me know. No idea. Couldn't even begin to guess. So, if you know what that is, please let me know, because I'm just curious. But I just put a comment below. So what we're going to do, so Bradley Murrow, one of my subscribers, said, hey, well, what you should do is if you go into purchase here, built into this map, is they in here? No, of course not. They're in here, I believe. Yeah. So built into this map, there's these two guys here. They're 18,000 to buy. You make 500 bucks an hour if you put them manure and water in there, which is great. That's obviously a much better thing to do with our manure. But the reason I don't think I want to use these two is because they just make you so much freaking cash. I almost think it's like not fair. It's almost like unrealistic how much cash you make. So, but I do think that was a really good idea. I added these two mods in here. So yeah, it's 60 bucks an hour. It doubles if you have manure. So we're looking at, I think though we're in normal, I think 60 is the hard mode. So I think we're looking at 90 bucks an hour. So 180 an hour with manure, which I think is much more reasonable. So I think if we end up going that route, we're probably gonna do this. I want to place the BGA and I want to see how much they're gonna buy manure and silage, or not silage. Well, I want to see that too, because we're probably gonna get more for our silage. And I know another subscriber, the name's escaping me right now, but made a couple of comments about, hey, you could put in, this specific BGA or whatever that's going to make you more money, but than what we're getting at the store for silage. But I think I just want to use, honestly, just the BGA that's built in. I'm sure there'll be a reasonable price for it, and that'll be a fixed price for our silage and a little bit better deal for us. So I think I'm going to add a BGA today, and that's why. Also, too, I've been putting in my comments, I've been putting in, hey, these are the mods I added, or these are the mods I'm using. But I think what I haven't been doing is putting like a link to them. So instead of just putting the name of the mod, I'm going to try to do a little bit better by actually putting a link to the Mod Hub website for Farming Center 19. So you can actually go find the mod if you did want to download it or use it. Be honest with you, I have no idea how you get mods on PS4 and no idea how you get them on Xbox. So could not help you there. But on PC, you can download them online or you can get them in the Mod Hub in the game. So there's two ways to go about it. So I'm going to start putting links down there starting this episode, and I may go back and try to add them for my previous episodes, so you can say, okay, here are all the links, but it'll take me a little bit of time to do that, so it may not happen right away. Okay, so other new mods I added. So first off, you already know I added the greenhouses mod. That was that one we were just talking about. I also added, I'm going to try to find all these as we go. I also added these guys here. So this is a fertilizer tank mod, but these guys are buy points. There should be, if I go over to silos, there should be a silo version where we can use it as just, there it is right there. So we can just store it there. And I don't know if we need two to fill your sprayer. You have to activate switch back first. It can be used for silo fertilizer and herbicide. So maybe at the same time, but either or, even if we have to place two of those, that's what we're going to use. We're going to place a couple of those in the farm, maybe this episode, that we can use as storage. And then another storage mod that I have right here is going to be this storage silo. This is just one option for us to sell or store solid fertilizer, lime, and seeds if you want to for a solid fertilizer option. However, I think what a better one is if we go over here. No, here, where, I don't know, miscellaneous maybe? No, well here, first off, here's one here. Another mod I added, the fuel tank mod. So the fuel tank 5,000 liter mod I took out of the game. I put that one in because I thought, oh, that's a great little storage thing, but actually no, it's a purchase point, and I don't want that, or it comes pre-filled is what the mod hub says, so I don't want that. I want one where we can just drive this down to the store, buy 1,500 liters of gas, bring it back and use it, fill up tractors with it till it gets empty, and we'll take it for another run down there. So I added that, but let me go find, where would that be? Maybe in, maybe trailers. And yes, IT runner for silos. So this guy, well, but I want, is the silos mod separate? I think it might be. But there's maybe the silos are in silos in here. You guys are probably like, oh, Farmer Cop has no idea what the heck he's doing. Are they in here? I don't see them. No, they're not in there. Anyhow, I was trying to find, I put IT runner in for silos because I was thinking, well, if we had like silos that could store solid stuff such as pig food, looks like there's more options for those. And it looked like the mod had them in there. Gosh, maybe it's a miscellaneous. I would think it would be in the placeable somewhere. Also, I added us a washing station, another mod, just because I thought that was cooler than using just the, not super expensive and just cooler than having just the basic power washer in the game. But let me see if I can't figure out. I guess it's a little more expensive, but that's still fine. I would think it would be a placeable. Maybe it's, there's no way it's a decorative object. No, there's no way. Is it a shed? Nope, not a shed. I would have thought it'd be in like silos, but maybe not. Okay, anyhow, I'll figure that out. I'll probably go do some poking around on a different map later, but anyhow, I just wanted to give us some extra options. So what I think I actually am going to do right now, I think I'm going to, well, it's 3:13. Maybe tonight I will add a BGA, so that way, yeah, I feel a little more confident. Oh, I don't want to use the chainsaw. I feel a little bit easier doing that at night. But if we go and look at our pigs, if you don't remember, we have pigs. 47. We're getting over an hour and a half. So great. We're doing fantastic. Pigs are good. Their cleanliness is a little low, so we actually probably should go clean them up a little bit. But we got plenty of food to hang us over tomorrow. We're sitting at $8 grand. We have a little bit of loan. If you remember last episode, we paid off 30 grand of it, $30,000. So we're not doing too bad. We're paying off stuff. So today, our goal, is just, honestly, I don't really know what our goal is, I'm going to be honest with you. We need to clean up the pigs. Do they need more straw? Yeah, a little bit. They're not doing too bad. We're probably fine there. But another thing I want to do eventually in this gameplay series is, gosh, I have to do is in both gameplay series, it's such a freaking awesome mod, but the straw DLC add-on that they added, which if you're on console, I'm sorry, I know you don't have it yet. Or maybe you do, but no, you don't. There's no way you have it yet. They're still trying to fix it. But if whatever straw we're not using from our harvest and stuff, we're just going to keep it piled up over here. And eventually what we'll do is, we'll use some for the pigs, but eventually we'll use all the extra stuff and we'll make some straw pellets. So I think that'll be fantastic for us. And then honestly, at that point, we're probably not going to do so much silage anymore. Maybe just enough for like cows. If we do, when we end up doing cows at some point, probably actually what I should freaking do is mow this. This would be a great area for a grass field too. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to make 2 grass fields today. There's our new goal. That'll have to do it for now. Another thing too, just to save us money, I know we have this mod, which was a great idea by Thani1, but we may not end up even using it just because we have the water trailer already, and we're going to need the water trailer if we end up going with doing any greenhouses or anything. So yeah, that's what we're going to end up holding off on for now. And I'd love to get those liquid fertilizer tanks put in today so we can maybe start freeing up this trailer. I mean, I know that's not going to be all it's needed to free it up, but and honestly, what we could do, folks, if we needed this trailer, even if we didn't, I mean, obviously we can just unload it. We can shove everything off. We don't even have to unload it super neat. I just kept it on there to make it a little easier, but oh gosh, I keep activating the chainsaw. Not what I'm trying to do. But what we could do is we simply could, what am I trying to say here? We could just use like the seeder, pull up next to it, load up seeds and fertilizer, and then unload them into big bags in the ground too, wherever we want. So that's another option. But I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make a field here. And then I'm going to go prep that other area to make a field. By prep it, I mean I'm going to mow it. So I think that's what I'm going to work on now. And I think we're going to use, well, I mean, obviously we're going to use our Fendt, but I want to see which Fendt has the bigger engine in it. I can't remember. It's the one with the front loader. So this guy should have the bigger engine. And I'll confirm that real quick here. But this guy should have the bigger engine. Probably should put a chunkier tire too on there for what we're doing. Let's see what we got here. Customize. Yeah, he's got the big engine. Perfect. That would be perfect for making fields. Maybe we just do wide tires though, not to drop the $3,000 or the, yeah. That just twins, yeah, twin regular guys. Yeah, maybe we just do wide tires so we're not dropping a ton of money. That'll be fine. Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hook us up to the cultivator, and then I'm going to get working on making a field over here. So I'll probably bring you back in when I'm finishing up that field or after I get it done. I'm starting this episode late in this day, so I'd like if I could make this episode have everything going on today in it, but then also have tomorrow in it as well. I think that would be ideal, so I'm going to work on that. So, and honestly, when I'm recording this right now, guys, I have no idea what the thumbnail is going to be. It might be new BGA or something. I mean, you guys obviously know what it is watching it now. But oh, and another side note too that I forget to mention often is thank you guys for everyone who subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please keep liking the videos. I love it. We're up to, as I'm recording this, I'm up to 98 subscribers, so almost to 100. I probably will start a little community for us, like maybe a Discord server. And I can't remember what subscriber said, hey, you should do this. And I'll name them later, I promise. Said, hey, you should do this so we can communicate more efficiently. So yeah, I think I'm probably going to do that. And also, too, if you haven't, on Facebook, Farmer Cop, I started a Facebook page for my for a YouTube channel here. So I essentially what I do is I post on there. So if you don't want YouTube notifications because they bother you, but you still want to know and stuff gets posted and stuff like that, I try to post on Facebook. I schedule posts just like I schedule my videos to be released. So every time a new video comes out, there's a post that comes out on Facebook that says, hey, new video's out. So if that's how you want to get the notifications instead, that's another option for you, instead of having the notification bell on YouTube if you hate YouTube notifications but you don't mind the Facebook ones. But yeah, so that's what we're going to keep going, guys. And again, thank you all for subscribing. That's fantastic. I think yesterday before I uploaded, so I'm recording this, Sandy Bay 19 is going to come out, another episode of that. But as I'm recording this, yesterday I yesterday I released No Man's Land episode 8. And before that, so from the time that released until I'm recording this now, which is only, 12 hours later when I'm recording this? No, more than that. 18 hours later, or 20 hours later, something like that. I gained, I went from 83 subscribers to 98. So thank you guys. That's fantastic growth. I really appreciate your support of the channel. It tells me, hey, keep making what you're making and keep doing what you're doing. So yeah, and I think I'm going to start this field back here a little ways. Let me turn the help screen on real quick. I want to allow create fields. Perfect. All right, turn the help screen back off. And I think we're going to start it back here just because it's a grass field. So, and I want a little gap between the fields. So, and I want to try to keep this, I think, a square field. So, but anyhow, I'll work on this, guys, and I will bring you guys back in after I get some more done. All right, so as you can see in front of me, I went ahead and, made that field there. So that field's set to go. The problem is going to be, if we go over to here, that is going to need plowing. But what we're going to do is just plant grass without worrying about the plowing right now. And then after we do maybe 3 harvests of grass, or maybe just 1 harvest of grass, actually, probably, we will use a subsoiler, and we will go over it, then replant grass. And the reason I'm doing that, I know grass grows back, you don't have to replant it every time. But I can't run the subsoiler over that and get the plowed state unless I do it all by hand, and I have to kind of guesstimate because it doesn't. You can't hire a worker since that's in a cultivated state, and that's the state that's left behind by a subsoiler. So if I had a plow, I could easily go through it or hire a worker or do whatever, and I'd be able to see the difference. But just for ease of whatever else, we're just going to hold off on it. And yes, I am driving the harvester right now, and that's because I drove my cultivator over there so I get ready to, so I could have it staged when I mowed the grass and started working on that field over there. And notice that these guys were ready to harvest, so we are going to go ahead and get a worker going to work on these guys. And these are soybeans, so it's going to be a low yield, high value crop, or at least that's what I like to call it. So I'm going to let them just work, but it should take them a while to fill up. So fantastic. All right, I'm going to hop on over. We're actually going to go over here, get the tractor that has the sprayer hooked up. And we're going to get the mower put on this guy. We're going to put some wide tires on it, get the mower put on it. It's still, nope, it's actually unhooked from the sprayer. But we will put some wide tires on, or probably just normal tires actually. Because I think this guy doesn't have wide tires right now, so we'd have to pay for that. So we'll just put some normal tires on there. Nope, not that. Yeah, wide tires would be 1,000. So just normal tires, customize, perfect. And then we will take this guy and we will go mow that portion over there, and then we will use this guy to collect the grass off it. Then we can cultivate it into a field, and of course work on planting our grass field. So that'll be perfect. And that was actually another idea I mentioned that Jason gave me. So Jason, thank you for all your helpful hints and tips and tricks and whatever else. Just because I make YouTube videos about farming simulator, guys, by no means does that make me an expert. So definitely not an expert. I just love the game. And even then, it's like I have people comment stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I knew that, but I forgot about it. So thank you for reminding me that was something I should know and not forget about. So it's helpful. And maybe you guys are saying, hey, do this, and I'm like, well, I don't want to do it because of this, or I have a reason. You know, it's not that I didn't think about it, but I think you guys are pretty pretty respectful about that. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, please do comment if there's something I can do to change or make something better. That's fantastic. It actually honestly does help me out. So, oh, it is getting late in the day. I don't know how far back I want to go with my grass field. Probably not. Probably just back to like there. I mean, I guess I can, for this time, I can mow everything. So it doesn't matter. And I gotta be careful. There's a little, we hop out and look here. There's a little lip here. So I'll probably make the grass field more like right along here. But yeah, so let me turn that back on. Might as well use a light. It's pretty dark in here. I might clear out some more trees too. Maybe we'll do that today. But yeah. Guys, this farm is going to be fantastic. Oh, I'm never going to want to give up this gameplay series. And maybe I don't think this. Thank goodness. The one thing I will say, Farming Simulator 19 has 20 save slots on PC. 20 save games you can have ready to go. And thank goodness, because once I spend so much time on a farm and getting a farm set up, it's like at a certain point I'm like, yeah, I want to play on a different map and I want to do other stuff, but I still don't want to lose that farm, and I might want to go back, you know, or go back and check it out or see what I did there that worked, you know, for my other farms and stuff like that. But that's the hard part. Once you get attached to a farm in this game, you don't want to give up on it. So, all right. Anyhow, get this guy going around here. And the other good news too, once we have a field, or once it's an actual field that we have grass on, we can actually just hire a worker. Yeah, it's not going to take long, but if we really have other stuff we got going on, we can hire a worker to cut the grass too. So, I don't know if you can hire a worker with the milling machine to pick stuff up. I honestly don't know. I don't think you can, but I could also be wrong about that. I've never tried to. I'll put it that way. So, but anyhow, I'll keep working on this stuff. I'll keep mowing while that guy's harvesting. He's probably not even. I mean, he's not going to be full by the time he finishes that field, just because it's soybeans. But yeah. And then once he's done with that, I'll move him on to that field. Hopefully, we can harvest everything tonight. We may not get stuff planted tonight, which it is what it is. But I'm not too worried about it. We can plant again tomorrow, which means we're probably not going to harvest tomorrow, but that's okay. We're still getting like a harvest an episode, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to work on getting this finished up for us. All right, I'm finishing up this field. So I mowed the grass, collected it all, and the harvester's almost done with that field. And it's getting late. So I may be working a little into the night tonight, but I won't have you guys suffer through that. But so again, just like the other field, we're going to plant grass here, and then after we get a harvested grass off of it, we're just going to, since it's going to need plowing, that's where our 2 fields are, by the way. And I have someone over here right now seeding that new field we made over there with grass. And actually, I thought this was going to be a bigger area than that, but that's actually definitely a larger area. But yeah, I think I'm going to clear some trees out of here and then maybe put a field there at some point. I don't know if that'll happen this episode or not, but I think that's a good idea. And then eventually we can continue that field this way if we want, or something like that. Or maybe make a small field, make a big one here. But gosh, my eyes are on this chunk of land. I really want it. So I think if not this episode, or God, well, I don't think we'll be able to afford it this episode, but I think next episode we can get it. So, but yeah, so planting grass on this one, and then I will have a subsoiler go over it after we get a harvest off of it. So, and actually I want to go in here so that way make sure if I decide to use this as a cultivator, it's not creating fields. So I'm going to turn that back off. And we do need to actually, before we wrap up today, and what I think I'm going to do, the seeder's done planting that field, so I'll have them come over here, get this field planted up with grass, and then I'll probably grab this tractor and I'll hook up the milling machine in the trailer, and I need to go clear out the pig pen there. So that's what I need to do next. That way we can clean it up, and that's how we're probably going to clean it, since we're saving all this stuff there. Even if we can use the broom mod, since we know how to use it now, or thanks to Xbox Grandpa, we actually know how to use that bad boy. But I think we're just going to keep doing what we're doing because we're getting the feedback. So I think that's where we keep going. Look at that. Beautiful new field. Beautiful new field. Park this guy. Well, I'll come back and get that tractor later. Let me get this guy going on the other field. But I thought of a good police story to tell you guys that I thought it's pretty funny. It's very entertaining. Again, I work in a college town, so I deal with a lot of college students. And in the area I work, and also too, if you're new to the channel, I always forget to say this. I'm very bad about this. If you're new to the channel, the reason it's called Farmer Cop is because my full-time job is as a police officer in the state of Washington in the United States. So that's my full-time job. That's what I do outside of, well, I just do this kind of for fun in my free time, and I do really like doing it. But anyhow, what I was going to say is I have a good police story for you guys. Let me get someone working here. So actually our harvester's done, so I'm only moving him out. See how he's doing. I'm going to tell a police story, I promise. Stay tuned. Let me just get everything set up. I don't want to get distracted in the middle of my story. I'm very bad about jumping around on what I'm talking about, and I'm trying to do that as little as possible. So let me get this guy harvested, and I will tell my quick little story. Well, it may not be super quick, but it's a funny story. You guys are going to think it's hilarious. Now that I built up the story, you guys are probably going to think it's terrible, but I think it's funny. So in the town I work in a college town, you know, one of the things we have to enforce is minor in possession of alcohol. So where I live at, the law is it's a misdemeanor, so you could actually get thrown in jail for a little bit of time. You never really do for a lot of misdemeanors half the time, unless you keep committing the misdemeanors. But it's a misdemeanor, so you can get arrested for it, for having alcohol under the age of 21. You also can get arrested for being intoxicated under the age of 21 in a public place. In Washington State, there is no public intoxication law. Certain cities may have what's called a city ordinance that says you can't be intoxicated in public, but the city I work in, which I will not say, you may have already figured it out, which is whatever. I've probably given enough hints over the course of my channel and all of my YouTube videos and whatnot. But anyhow, I don't endorse my department on here, so I can't say what department I specifically work for. But I go out and I contact people who have MIPs. And in our city, it's against the city ordinance, not state law, to have an open alcohol container in a public place. So if I see someone walking around with an open beer, I tell them, you know, hey, pour it out, you know. And if they try to hide it from me or they throw it, which, yes, I know, it's annoying. They throw it when they see me. Then it's usually a pretty good indicator they're under the age of 21 and they had that. And this is a pretty common stop for me. So I saw this girl. She definitely did not look 21. Turns out she was not, as you'll find at the end of my story. So I saw her walking just on a public sidewalk. She had what I recognize as an open container of a specific, I'm down to like, oh, I know exactly what brand beer that is. I'm not going to say what brand, but I'm going to say that it has a very green colored can, very distinctly green. So I recognize it as that. So I park my patrol car, hop out, start walking towards her. She hasn't seen me yet. Then she sees me walking towards her, and then I say, hey, stop, when she sees me. And she speeds up walking, of course. She passes a public garbage can, and she chucks her beer into it. And I'm like, okay, well, that's going to be kind of hard because I also have to prove that that specific beer was hers. I can't just say, well, she threw it in there and I know it's beer, because I have to be able to smell it and verify it's beer, you know, because, I mean, obviously no one's going to be like, well, all right, well, I took a beer can, poured the beer out, and then put Coca-Cola in it. No one does that, but I have to still be able to prove that that's not something that happened, just because that's how the American legal system works, which is fair enough. I like the fact that I should be able to be pretty sure that this is what happened and be able to have to show that. So, anyhow, I go up to the garbage can, I look in it as she's still walking away from me, and it is the only green thing in that entire garbage can. So I grab it out of there, I smell it real quick to confirm, yeah, that's alcohol. And then I go up and she's still walking away from me, so I grab onto her arm and say, hey, you're not free to leave, you need to stop, I'm a police officer. And she still is trying to pull away from me, so I put her in handcuffs, sit her down. Another officer comes over to back me up and stands by her, and I say, hey, what's your name? And she says, my name is Raquel Cuberson. And I won't say her actual name, obviously, over YouTube, but she's like, my name is Raquel Cuberson. I'm like, okay, that's an interesting name. But I'm like, all right, can you spell that for me? And she spells it, just this, I can't even tell you how she spelled it. And after she spells her first name, my partner looks over at my notepad and goes, and he pronounces it how I wrote it and how she spelt it. He goes, so your first name is Raquoque? And she's like, no, that's not my first name. And then I'm like, all right, well, spell your last name. So she had said her last name was Cleverson. She spells it like this. She goes, well, A-C-B, D-C-C-E-D-G, and she just starts spouting off letters, like no order. She gets to about 15 or 16 letters, and I'm just writing them all down. And then, so anyways, I'm like, all right, well, you're lying to me. You're not telling me the truth about your name. I can't identify you, so I placed her under arrest. I was like, at this point, I have probable cause to believe that you are committing crime. So I placed her under arrest for minor possession of alcohol, because I believed her to be under the age of 21. And then I transported to the station, and after I searched her before I put in my patrol car, I found her wallet, and I found her ID, and I was like, oh, is your name, you know, this? And she goes, yeah, that's my name. It was completely different than what she said. I'm like, well, who is Raquel Cuberson? And she's like, who's that? I'm like, that's who you said you were. But she was just so intoxicated. It was hilarious. Hopefully you found that as entertaining as I did, but it was really funny. Just how she spelled it, and then my partner just leaning over and going, so your name's Raquoque? It was just a fantastic contact. Absolutely hilarious. Sorry, guys. That stuff just cracks me up. Hopefully if you guys didn't think that was funny, let me know. I'll try to tell different stories, but it was funny. So a lot of the stuff I do like that kind of outweighs a lot of the bad stuff that I have to see and I have to deal with, because I have to deal with a lot of negativity and a lot of stuff like that. But dealing with that stuff makes me laugh and ends up making it all worth it. Looks like this guy's done planting grass over here, so back to farming. No more police work for at least now. Obviously, I'll tell more stories. I just can't resist. But yeah, did a good job. Perfect. All right, well, we need to clean that up. We have 2 tractors. You know what? We might as well get you planting. We're still going to be working late into the night here, so let's get you loaded up. I think we're going to do, you know what? Let's just do wheat. That's just something basic, something easy. We're just going to do wheat. So let me get this guy loaded back up with seed. Love the physics there. How that's not... That's funny. All right, let me loop around. So that guy's full of grass. We got, I think, 8,000 or 9,000 liters off of mowing that area over there. Ooh, I hit that. I'm going to hit it again. Darn it. That's okay. I'm going to use that small trailer since we're not going to get a whole lot as far as soy goes since it's such a low crop. Once the harvester's full, I'll probably take the other tractor over, grab that trailer, empty it, put it in the silo, then use that trailer again to pick up the pig feed. That way I don't have to worry about emptying out the grass trailer right now, just because that'll be more work to try to back it into the bunker silo and take care of that. So, all right, let me get this guy planting wheat. And perfect. And we're using it as a direct drill, which if you've been watching the series from episode 1, you know I did not always remember to use it as a direct drill. So, my bad. But anyhow, get over to Combine. How's he doing? He's at 80%. You know, I probably can go clean up that the pen real quick. I'll tab over. And I try not to tab as much as possible, but that was just faster at that point. I mean, I do it constantly in my personal games, but at least on camera, I try not to tab as much as possible, just because it's kind of almost like whiplashy. I would put it as it's just it's just a lot happening at a time. So I try not to do it as much as possible. Ooh, we don't want to do that. I kind of like just, I was like, I want to go pick up the trailer, but maybe I should get the milling machine first, and that was what you just saw there, was my indecision. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the pig pen because it's getting dirty. Well, we're like taking every little section of land we possibly can, every arable piece of land on this property, and using it. I love the oh wow, there's sowing contracts. I didn't know that. I only saw like the what would you sow? How would you sow that? I don't even know how you do that, but that's pretty funny. $0. I love it. Oh, yep. Alien Jim made it so you're just not going to make money on contracts in this map. So yeah, we'll get this guy cleaned up, and that'll add a little food too to the deal, because we're going to be able to just pour that back in as pig feed. So hook onto that. Perfect. Turn on the lights. Might as well. It's starting to get late. Yeah, it's definitely getting dark out here. So yeah, I don't know what the most notable thing we're going to do in this episode is going to be yet. That's kind of how I like to play it. I just like to play it by ear. Just like, well, we're logically going to go through and make this farm as good as we possibly can make it. And we're just going to work through it. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Back over it just to make sure. Oh, that looks perfect and clean. All right, I think we can, oh, we don't want to do that. I think we can dump this trailer. Whoop. That's not going to help us dump it. I think we can dump it that side. Maybe. How do I change the tip side here? Can I? Tip side right. There we go. See, told you I'm not a pro at this game. I have to use the help screen. I mean, in my personal games, I just have it on, but it just kind of clogs up the screen in my gameplay. So I don't like to have it on there if I can avoid it. But we'll leave that trailer out here since we're going to use it for soy in a second. We'll go dump off the milling. I have the milling machine on. I probably don't need to be driving around with it on. But actually, I want to test it on the manure, but then I'll have manure stuck in here, and I'm not going to move any manure anytime soon. And again, we honestly could figure out how we're going to sell the manure and take a couple episodes to do it, because it's going to be at least that before we're going to have enough that it's going to be worth doing anything with. So I'll park the milling machine here so I can forget about it, because I will. So I'll park it over there so it's easy to forget about. And I think what I'm going to do, actually, let's get, I'm going to hook up to the fertilizer sprayer here, and I'm going to go spray some fertilizer on the grass fields. So we have I think that'll put them at 2 fertilizer states, yeah, because the cedar does 1. Do they need it? Let me make sure they actually need it. Turn plowing off, turn lime off. Oh, no, they're double fertilized, so they probably are, so I guess cultivating into the ground there and starting a field there, they already had a state of fertilizer, so we're not even going to have to worry about that. This guy's only got 1, so we'll have to deal with that. And actually, what I'm going to try to do, and I think this will work, I'm going to go and after, the first thing I'm going to do in this field is to spray it with herbicide. And I'm going to see if what that'll do is, if spraying it with herbicide will just make it so weeds don't pop up. So I'm going to go try that. I'm just kind of curious if it'll work or not. But I'm going to have to unload this, that means. Let me unload this here. Perfect. I love that in Farming Simulator 19 when they added the fact that you can just unload stuff. Oh my gosh, that makes it so much easier. I'm sure you'll probably agree with me on that. And we probably want to get some more herbicide. Oh, just missed that trailer. These fence honestly don't have as like tight of a turn radius as I would like, but it kind of is what it is. So let me see if this is the right side. Perfect, that'll work. Actually, that's right. I think the front is herbicide and the back is, oh, nope. So the back is herbicide, the front is fertilizer. So yeah, when it disappeared, they did change out that time. Oop, that's not what I want to do. Let me go see if I can't, can I do it without making them not glitch? Yep, there we go. Nope, maybe not. They're still going to glitch. Are they still hooked up anywhere? No, look at this. This is crazy. Oh, well, I suppose. They'll just be there until the bottom ones disappear. But, yeah. That's good. That means the other fertilizer one's probably almost empty as well. We didn't even fill up completely with herbicide. We need an extra 3 liters, but I'm not going to worry about that. All right. Well, you know what I'm working on. I'm just going to keep going. Is our harvester looks? No, he's not full yet. Looks like he's getting close. But I'll just keep working, and I'll bring you guys back in when something exciting happens, which may not be until tomorrow. Well, I'll probably bring you back in right before I go to sleep and call this a day in game. So, all right, guys. All right, folks. As you can see, it is Well, quite a bit later in the night than I anticipated working, but if we take a look at what we did, harvested this field, this one's still not ready, only the top part is ready for harvest if we go over to this, so that's ready for harvest, but these guys are not yet. That's our grass growing, so that's great there. But if you look, so I sprayed this guy with herbicide, hopefully that works as preventative measure, and we don't have any weeds period in that field, and hopefully that works for this one as well. But when I sprayed them, it took away their fertilizer state. I mean, it didn't take it away from the field, like it's not going to be a fertilizer state, but it changed the texture of the field, so I was able to then spray the second fertilizer state right away on them. So I went ahead and did that for both of those. So tomorrow we'll harvest this, and plant wheat in these two fields. These two fields have wheat and shouldn't have to be touched. Hopefully we don't have to spray them with herbicide, but we'll use that as a learning experience to see if it worked or not. But I think we're going to call it good there. Taking a look at pigs, we're up to 49. We'll get another one here soon. I'm starting to get more and more manure and slurry. We've got plenty of food for them for now. I mean, it doesn't look like plenty of food, but it is. So I'm not going to bother that tonight. Tomorrow we'll probably end up getting some more straw. Right now, in 3 seconds, or not 3 seconds, in 3 minutes here on the clock in game, I'm going to have $100,000 put in by the government subsidy mod, and then I will use that to put in a BGA. So that'll probably end up being the thumbnail, quite honestly. Just because a lot of the other stuff we're doing is just kind of mundane. Hopefully this series doesn't seem like it's boring or repetitive. That's definitely not what I want to do. I mean, we are growing this farm, and we're growing it slow and steady. So we're not going to jump ahead or cheat in a bunch of money to get a bunch of new equipment and stuff. Yeah, someday on this series, we're going to have so much money we're not going to know what to do with it. Or at least that's the goal. See, there's $100,000 ended in there. But I'll spend all of it. And speaking of which, let's actually go sell before I forget that government subsidy mod. Where are we at? It's got all the stuff from our town in here now too, because we technically have to own it to place it. So sell that. Yes, perfect. Done with there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get us some rest, and we'll probably be back in around probably 8 a.m. tomorrow, and I'll have put in a BGA when I bring you guys back in. So that is it for me right now, folks. I'll go ahead and get working on that. All right, good morning, folks. It is 9:05, so it did take me a little bit longer to place the BGA than I thought, but well, nonetheless, we'll get underway here. Everything obviously is ready to harvest, and I didn't think I saw any weeds pop up, so yeah, no weeds, so it looks like that works. So we're gonna go ahead and harvest these two fields, get wheat planted in them, and then, yeah, I think, how's our, okay, grass isn't even close yet to done, so we're not gonna worry about the grass. Yeah, might be ready later today, but yeah, we'll harvest all this stuff through here. And once that stuff is harvested, we'll go ahead and get planted wheat in there. Let's check out the pigs. So overnight now we're up to 53 reproductivity rates right there. They're still doing pretty good on everything. They're not burning through food hardly fast at all. So yeah, we're not gonna have to order food for probably a while. Probably not until we get up to closer to 80 pigs-ish. So yep, our pig numbers keep going up. We'll drive over and take a look. I went ahead and placed us a BGA right here. I think you guys will like it. I figured it made more sense to have it, let's get out of the screen there. It made more sense to kind of have it across from town, just because, yeah, that would be something you wouldn't want in the middle of town. So let's go over to here and we'll see what we can go ahead and sell there. So the BGA's got potatoes. Wow, potatoes, sugar beets, that's awesome. I didn't know I was going to take those guys. That's a lot of cash for those. That makes me want to do them. Silage 720. Fantastic. That is where we're selling our silage from now on. Are they going to buy this stuff? Manure at 720. Slurry 287. Obviously, they're not buying digestate, but we can sell that here if we want to. Yeah, we're not going to worry about probably putting in... We're not going to worry about those... probably greenhouses or anything like that, though that is a good way to get rid of the stuff. But I think, yeah, if that's the price that the biogas plant is going to pay for it, oh yeah, we're going to sell our stuff there. 287 for slurry, fantastic. And I believe if you sell that stuff there, you get digestate. So even if we're selling all of we get and we get digestate, we could use that as our fertilizer, and we're making a lot of cash doing it. And we're obviously going to get digestate from selling silage there. So that's fantastic, guys. That is just, oh man, that's great. So yeah, we needed the biogas plant. It is going to cost us a little extra a day. If we go into, well, let's go into purchase menu here. What am I doing? Let me get this guy harvested, and then we'll start talking about stuff. But we need to get harvested. That's our primary thing we need to be doing. And yeah, I know it looks weird. Don't worry about it. Actually, I'm going to start him back here, and then I'll probably just hit that top part by hand after he finishes up most of the field, the worker, that is. Here we go. Yeah, right about there. That'll work. Yeah, okay, good. He's getting it. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I tabbed out of there. We'll hop in the truck here in a second to go look at the biogas plant. But yeah, if we go into, not there, we want to purchase, placeables, it's in here, the biogas plant, right here. So it's going to cost us $50 a day for that and $30 for that. So it's $80 a day, but which is essentially our tax, as we talked about a little bit. Since obviously we have everything we have placed into our little town, we got to pay a fee on. So yeah, that's great. We're going to make all that. I mean, that's going to be covered, period, by selling stuff at the BGA. The only thing we have to remember is we're not going to get paid out right away. It's going to be at midnight, but it'll still definitely be worth it. So let's go take our truck up there and we'll take a drive around, take a look at the BGA. And yeah, I'm sure the BGA was probably the thumbnail, so you probably knew that was going to happen. But we didn't know those prices were going to happen. Good Lord. I mean, some of you probably knew if you played on this map and you've put the BGA down. I know some of the BGAs, one of my subscribers commented saying, hey, there's some BGAs that get you up to like a fixed price of $900, which is, that's pretty high for silage. But I'm pretty happy with 720, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. But yeah, I can kind of see it over there. And again, some of the fences and some of the stuff didn't quite line up or do what I wanted, so it doesn't look great. But I think I made it work out pretty well. Kind of made it this kind of like mulchy kind of looking road. And I made it kind of a loop too, so you could drive out. So yeah, you drive into here, fantastic. You got your dump point right here. And then you've got a place right here where you're gonna pick up your digestate. And then this is your extra digestate tank. You can loop in here, drop off what you need to. And if it's a big enough system you're running, you could just drive out this side if you wanted to or whatever. Or you don't have to, doesn't matter. But yeah, and I covered up my fence dilemmas a little bit by putting in bushes around the edge as well. But as you can see, there's one here, here, here. Yeah, I could have used the 10 fences to make it, but a lot of times I was able to get them to kind of, I mean, it's not great. Could have done better probably, but a lot of the times I was able to get them kind of work up. I put a rock here to kind of, that one actually worked out, the rock. Oh gosh, these single ones I placed look terrible. Well, we can just ignore that. Yeah, you can see I obviously worked really hard to get these fences down. But yeah, I put bushes in here to kind of hide the exits and stuff. So yeah, I kind of like what I did with the BGA, so I'm pretty happy with it. Love you can hop up here. Oh, maybe. There we go. But yeah, pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited to start using the BGA. So we got that going for us, guys. But yeah, we'll get back to the farm. This episode's going to wrap up soon. This is kind of the big deal for this episode. We just kind of otherwise have just been kind of trucking along. We didn't get a whole lot of new stuff or anything like that. We didn't make any money, quite honestly. We didn't make any money. So really money is not something we're also too, we got hit for $365 worth of loan interest. And that's for the $130,000 loan. If you remember when we had the $160,000 loan, so $30,000 more than we have now, it was $449. So we're already starting to knock down that interest a little bit, which makes me happy. I think though the upkeep for everything around the farm and all the you know, the BGA wasn't placed yet, but everything else I think it was like $300 or $400, maybe $500. So it was kind of expensive. So it's starting to get pricey, but we get the loan paid off. We're only looking at a few $100 a day, which isn't bad. So I'll go ahead and park our truck right up in there. And then I'll go find our seeder because he's going to want to start seeding here soon. But yeah, we're just going to keep moving along and getting stuff done. I'm excited to be able to sell some slurry and manure. And I want to see if it really does produce digestate. So maybe we'll do that prior to selling any silage or anything, is to sell a small load of this stuff. Like maybe, I mean, honestly, we could load up. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll load up a bucket of manure, just a bucket, and drive the bucket down there with the tractor just to see. So, yeah. And also, too, yesterday, if you haven't seen it, I put out a video on AutoDrive, the mod, how to use it real quick. I did it on No Man's Land, not this map. I don't have AutoDrive in this map, but I did it on this map on a different save just to show you how to do it. I thought this is a just very simple map with just one road to map out. So yeah, if you want to know how to use AutoDrive, it really isn't that hard, especially if you watch that video to kind of teach you everything you need to know. Yeah, it kind of gets you good to go, and it's really helpful. I love using it on like my personal games because then I can have just hire a worker essentially to take crops to the store and everything like that while I just chill and I keep working and doing other stuff that's more important. So it's kind of nice in that way. But yeah, I'll keep working, guys. So So guys, I think what I'm going to do is maybe start doing some forestry. He's working on that. I really can't do a whole lot else. I'm just kind of waiting on him to do that. I was thinking about just making a field here, but I think if I'm going to do that, I want to clear out some of this. But what I want to do for sure, I mean, we'll probably eventually get a better farmhouse anyway. And we may put it somewhere else. Like this may not be like where we're putting our farmhouse and stuff. So we may use this land here. So I'm probably just going to start clearing out a lot of these trees just to get them out of the way. Then we can start using the land because I mean, I kind of liked it being behind our house a little bit. This is probably not our tree. Yeah, it's not. But yeah, I think we're going to end up using a lot of this land over here for farming eventually anyways, and maybe putting our house somewhere, you know, nice, like in a nice area for our house, make a nice, you know, whatever else, or maybe put our house on the lake. Like, honestly, that sounds great. So we'll probably just, I'm probably just going to clear these trees out here, or at least start knocking them down. If you guys aren't liking as much forestry as I'm doing, or at least the amount I'm doing to clear out the place, and you want more trees around the farm and stuff, just let me know. But no, I don't want this to just be like plains where it's no trees in sight, but I also think we need to clear out quite a few trees just to keep making fields and keep making our land more useful for us. Since we're not buying land right away, at least not in this episode, I think it's going to be good for us to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting down some of these trees while I'm waiting for the harvester to work. All right, guys, I wanted to bring you back in real quick. Still working on seeding that. He's over harvesting that field, but so this tree I cut down here. So a lot of people are like, ah, crap, you know, I got to get a piece of machinery to move this. I don't have access to this land because we're over the property line. You can't cut it or do anything, and obviously this is too big of a piece to move. But if you did a piece that you can move, a lot of times what you can just do is this, and I can push it back over, and they can work. That does work on big trees too. So then boom, just like that. That's what I recommend doing if you ever have that problem. So all right, guys, so I'm up here at the store. So first thing first with this tractor, it is almost out of gas, so we're gonna go and fill it up. But then I have some bigger news for us. So I looked into it, and now that we have, our 2 grass fields and our 4 big fields that we do crops on, I got us one of these. You might be saying, how did you afford that? You must have cheated money in. But nope, I did not. I leased it, that's right. This was it was $2,000 a lease, and then the lime to fill it up, or at least fill it up most of the way, was $1,800 bucks. And if you checked out my document that I made that's available on Google Drive, which you should be able to see it. I think it was episode 7 that I put a link to it. I'll put a link in the description this time too, to be able to access it. But it kind of goes over the different sell points in no man's land, as well as just in general. It's kind of helpful for maps to show you where how the best way is to buy seeds and just anything else, seeds, solid fertilizer, manure, pig feed, lime, anything. So it's definitely very helpful, and I shared that with you guys, so you guys should be able to access it by just hitting that link. You won't be able to edit it, obviously, but you should be able to just look at it in Google Drive if you hit that link. So I'll put that link down in the description as well. But yeah, I figured this way we could lime our fields, because if we go into the map, where are we at? Here we are. They all need lime, so we might as well just knock it out, especially since we're doing a new round here. So I think that's, yeah, so he's done fertilizing that field. So if we go to fertilizer, yep, so everything's fertilized. We just have to throw another layer of fertilizer on this field. We're going to lime them all, and we probably call it good after that. And everything, there's herbicide in all of them. Since these ones, it was preventing weeds, so I put herbicide early on here to get that going again. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. Actually, guys, I think we're in a good place, and our pigs are doing well. We're up to 55 freaking pigs, so we're going to be up to, I'm sure the next episode we'll be up to the 80, and then hopefully in that next episode we're going to start selling some pigs. So yeah, well, let me keep filling this guy up. But honestly, guys, I think this is where I'm going to wrap up the episode. So this has been Farmer Cop. If you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button on the screen. It helps me out a ton. And turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And if you don't like to get YouTube notifications, but you still want to know what's going on, go on to Farmer Cop on Facebook, like and follow that page so you see everything. Because I always post when I put new videos up onto YouTube. I always post a post on Facebook, or at least 99% of the time. I may forget occasionally, but I'm usually pretty good about getting that done. So yeah, that's what's going on, guys. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you for watching.